everybody. Most High, please block anybody that's trying to interfere with this reading. Do step in and deliver your messages to we, your children. So this one is for the youngers. What's a younger? It's not necessarily having to do with age. It's actually based upon one stage of development, I've come to learn. I used to think it was based on age, but I was informed that that's not what God is using it for. Because God could have used it for young children. But it's just based, because you got even young children that are quite mature. So, and they got elders that are very childish or new to certain information and experiences. So the youngers, that's what it's all about. So it's that has very little to do with your age and rather having to do with your stage of development in any particular area of life, because everybody's great at this and not so great at that. So it's for the people who are not so great at whatever comes out in the message. Okay, so let's find out what it is that God wants us to know. What's your message, please, Most High? Okay. Feels like I can't escape the grips of reality. A song to be free. So this is for the youngest males. Okay. I like to separate the energies because sometimes females, well, a lot of the time females are dealing with different issues to males, or say it the other way, males are dealing with different issues to females. There are some issues that we connect on, but there are some issues that are specific to the men. So let's find out what's happening. Okay. Very interesting. Okay. Let me check. Here's one piece like this. Okay. So they're in the reverse. So the first card we have is embarrassing. In the reverse, disgusting. In the reverse, and warmonger in the reverse. The underlying issue is wanting. So let's read on. Let's see. It'll make more sense. So we got wanting. Ooh, greedy. State of being. And we got killer. Oh boy. We got minding one's own business. Is another sentence. Amazed. Caution. Excellent. Okay. We got competing. Doubt. Liar. Addict. Ignorant. Next one. Self-preservation. Peeping Tom. Frightened. Old. And fighter. Adjusting. Being resilient. Okay. So this is all about how you go about getting what you want in life. Wasting coming in next. And miserable. Okay. So what this is saying is when you want things, being in a greedy state of being, it actually kills you. It kills your blessings. Kills your karma. Okay. So being greedy is bad. Alright. Minding one's own business, amazed. So when you mind your own business and you go at your own pace, you don't watch what the other people are doing, you don't watch what they have, you don't allow yourself to want what they have so much so that you're willing to do any old thing for it, you'll be amazed at the results. You'll be amazed. And I'm a walking testimony of that. For me, it's happening slowly. For some people, it might happen faster. Don't watch how another person's life is going and think that if you use the same formula, it's going to work the same for you. Mind your own business. That means pave your own way through life. Pay attention to your own thoughts. Pay attention to your own principles, your own morals, your guidance that your God, your ancestors, your angels, nature, the universe, whatever it is that you subscribe to, pay attention, okay, to what your inner being is saying. So when you hear the negative and you hear the positive, recognize them both as what they are, and know that when you want something, being in a greedy state of being, it kills things. And the thing is, whatever you put out, it catches up with you in your future. So it's better to do right. It's better to do good. So in the future, you'll get blessings, and if you don't understand karma, you don't understand how you're getting blessed. But it's because of what you have done. Okay? The blessings may not come in how you expect them or how you want them to, but trust. For example, in my situation, I had my own business and people sabotaged my business and shut it down. They don't want me to make any money of my own. Okay, God said okay, so you shut down her business, no problem. But you know what? She's not gonna go without. So right now, my daughter, she takes care of all of my needs, and we have more than we actually need. That's how good God will look after you. So the blessing may not come in how you want it, because I would prefer to provide for myself. But according to the state of my life right now and the chapter of my life that I'm in, that's not happening yet. So I'm going to have to ride this season. Remember, everything passes. Nothing stays forever. Whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, life comes in seasons. Okay? So this season won't last forever. So it's for me to have grace. Being a graceful and grateful attitude as I go forward. So to show my gratitude, I may not be able to provide for us. I can't help with rent. I can't help with electricity. I can't help with council tax. I can't help with buying food. I can't help with uh, buying any clothes. I can't help with buying toiletries. Once it comes to finances, you can't look at me for that. But what I do is I keep the house clean. I keep her fed. I give her companionship. I talk to her, give her advice, okay, in any way that I can help to make her life easier. And I use my skills as well. So I'll make clothes for her, okay. I'll help her when she needs help with anything. So it's about being a good friend. So although I'm not paying for my upkeep in a financial way with physical finances, it's like we have a barter system. And I mean, I would be doing these things for her as her mother anyway. So that's part of the reason why she doesn't mind being my provider, because I've been her provider all her life, and I was good to her as a parent, because all parents aren't good to their children. But when she looked back, my karma, my parenting karma, I'm now reaping the benefits. And the people who are trying to ruin me, they don't understand how come I'm still standing so strong. How come I still look so good? How come I don't look downtrodden and sad and depressed? And because that's what they wanted for me. But the good karma that I planted in the past by being a good parent to her, she's now looking back at that, and she's comfortable being my provider, and she understands what I'm going through because I don't keep it a secret from her. So she knows exactly what's happening. So saying that to say, do not be afraid to go forward in life doing the right thing, minding your own business. You'll be amazed. Okay? So what other people want of you, it doesn't mean that that's the end. Even if they succeed, it doesn't mean that that's your end. Trust that God has a way. Your ancestors have a way. Your angels, they have a way. Nature has a way. Okay? So just because you can't see the future don't mean you don't have a bright and respectable future. In this world, they teach us to see things in only one way. You got to go and get it yourself. Like nobody's gonna help you, but the good you do, it comes back to you. That's a real thing. That's why my enemies can't conquer me. I've put too much good in this world, and I'm gonna continue on that path because it works like magic. Okay, you hear about generational curses, or the curse of the fathers come upon the children. The blessings of the fathers also come upon the children. So that's why it's good to sow good seed. These sayings didn't come from out of thin air. It's people who have lived this way and have paid attention to life. Seekers before us. People been seeking, trying to understand life forever. So those who have lived the life long enough to get these experiences and learn these lessons, they're the ones that come up with sayings like that, because that's what they see happen. Because if you're, let's say like Martin Luther King, just by being the son or daughter of Martin Luther King, because of Martin Luther King's reputation, because of his contributions to humanity, his children naturally receive a certain level of blessing. And that's how life works. Don't make nobody fool you thinking that you have to be evil to get what's great in life. You don't. You do not. All you're doing is racking up karma, making things bad not only for you but for your lineage. Because even your children are going to be made to suffer for your sins. Because if you're bad to people, all when you die, just by knowing so and so is your son or your daughter, whoever you wronged, they'll be happy to ruin their life, to appease their anger. Do you understand? That's how life actually works. And if they don't do it themselves, nature does it. Because karma never takes a rest. Karma doesn't miss either. So if you want a great future, the only way to secure a great future is to make sure that you're doing great things today. Everything that you did yesterday decided what kind of life you're living today. And everything you do today going forward will determine what kind of life you live in the future. So we're planting seeds. And that's why it's important to plant good seeds. You don't have to have what everybody else has for you to feel like you're somebody. Wait your turn. Work towards your own. And go according to your own pace. Do not try to live above your means, because that's why so many people are in debt. If you can't afford it, save for it. Take your time and save for it. And make sure you handle your priorities. You know you need a roof over your head. Anything that's important to you, don't spend your money on like fancy cars and jewelry and clothes and all these things, and then you have no food, you have no place to live, your children have nothing. No, that's bad karma, because that's selfishness. And there's a right time to be selfish, but there's a time also to be selfless. So we have to live life maturely in order to get the best out of life. That's how life actually works. Don't listen to these people in this society and watch what they're doing and let them lead you down the wrong path so you end up in shit like them. Because a lot of people, they come on social media, or when they go outside, they put on their best face, they put on their best clothes, and they have a whole bunch of people around them, but the truth that we don't see in the background is those people behind them, they don't even like each other. There's a lot of secret hatred going on, and that's why it's good to keep your circle small. Even if it means you and your God alone, or you and your ancestors alone, or whatever you believe in. Keep your circle small but true. It's better to have a small, sincere circle than to have a huge circle full of snakes. You're setting your own self up for failure. Okay? They put on their best face and come outside. What you don't see is maybe they're ill. Maybe they're mentally ill. They're very sad because they made so many bad life choices. And now they're living in the sum of their choices. Those clothes that you see a lot of people wearing, looking like they're superstars, or like they got money like that. They don't have money like that. They have debt because they're trying to impress other people, making bad life choices. It's better to look good than to look rich. Focus on style, not name brand. It's not smart. Name brands are expensive. Make sure you have good quality and great style. It's as effective. Because look at this. Some people will come on here and they want to steal I created this myself. I created this myself also. I made my own clothes. I do my own thing. And it's very cost effective. When I first started to sew, I didn't know how to sew. So saying that you don't know how to make your own is no excuse. You have to try. And the more skills you have, the more self-dependent you are, the more skills you have in the future, you get so good that you can actually make these things and sell these things. So what you're doing is actually giving yourself, you're building your own resume. Your list of abilities is getting longer and longer. And by me not being able to afford things, I've learned how to make jewelry. I've learned how to do my own hair. I've learned how to make my own clothes. Because I've been poor for a long time. And it's been good for me because I didn't see it as a setback. I saw it as an opportunity. Shit, I can't afford to buy them, I'll make them. That's what I said to myself. How it started is, for young children, young girls especially, this world doesn't make respectable clothes for young girls, and I'd be damned if I allow my little girl to go around wearing little pum pum shorts and tights that's showing her pussy, with all these pedophiles and all these things all over the place. So I bought some fabric and I made skirts, I made dresses. They weren't perfect, they weren't fabulous, but my daughter was covered and looking respectable the way how I want her to look. This society creates clothes for children to make them look like mini adults, and then we wonder why so many grown men and women are lusting after these little children. We have to be mindful of how we're living and what we're doing. Okay? So, going back to this. God says having caution is excellent. Competing brings doubt. Because you could live your whole life competing, keeping up with the Joneses. And all you're doing is ruining your own future, ruining your focus, because you don't know how they get what they get. And while you're trying to keep up with other people or outshine other people, you're doing all the wrong things. You're not on your right life path. And therefore, you'll never gain what you're trying to gain. If you want to be rich, find your purpose. How do you know what's your purpose? What do you love to do? What do you find yourself naturally great at without even trying, and you love to do it as well? What do people come to you and ask you to do for them on a regular basis? Those are your gifts. Those are your talents. That's where your money is at. Put yourself on that trajectory and see where it takes you. And do not be hasty. If you need to get another job in the meantime, get another job, but always be working on your purpose. Build yourself. What you want to do. Not live a life of doing a job that you don't even want to do. Every day you got to get up and go to this damn job. It doesn't bring out the best in you. It brings out the worst in you. It keeps you in a state of despair. It keeps you sad. And when you're sad, you cannot manifest money. It blocks your abilities to manifest money. It blocks your abilities to manifest blessings because you become miserable. Nobody wants to be around miserable people. And I swear that came out. Wasting and miserable. Yeah. Yeah, it makes you miserable. So if nobody else in your life is telling you this, God wants you to know. Okay? So when you're competing with people, you can't be sure that you're gonna outdo them. So that's just don't even waste your time doing that. And if they wanna laugh at you, don't be so thin-skinned that it actually affects you to the point where you can't let it go and shut that shit out. Because who laugh last, laugh the best. But you can only laugh the best if you stay focused on your own business. Because how many people go to school with people that were like up in the upper, like they were considered the popular kids, the more rich kids, and when they grow up, they're living on the street. They got some bummy ass jobs, got some bummy ass partners, got some bummy ass children, and you spent your whole school life jealous of them. Life happens. Okay? People who you see up today, they could be down next year or this year. In the snap of a finger, anybody's life can change, whether for the worse or for the better. That's the reality. One wrong move can put you on a downward trajectory that you can't save yourself from. Not in a hurry anyway. It's slow going up, but people quickly fall down. But one right move could put you on a trajectory that changes your life in a positive way. Don't be greedy. Don't be jealous of people. Mind your own business. Believe in yourself even when nobody else believes in you. Figure out what you're good at and what you love to do, or pay attention to what people always ask you to do for them. That's your natural talent. That's your natural gift. That's where, on that road, doing that thing is where you're going to find your riches, your good life. That's going to make you meet all the right people that you need to meet. That's going to make you have all the right experiences that you need to have to build you so that you can last when you finally reach your destination. So when you reach your destination being successful at this thing, you just keep going. And that's how you build generational wealth. Okay? They've taught us a lot of, they've mixed up our understanding of life in so many ways. And we need to undo those teachings so we can understand what really is. The eyes are useless when the mind is blind. The quality of life we live, it starts with the way we think. And that's why it's important for us to be mindful who we allow to talk to us and believe. Even how we talk to ourselves, what we choose to believe. We have to be mindful and careful, because the way we think can either make us or break us. And let me tell you, the majority of people you see on a regular basis, they're going the wrong way. That's why there's so many poor people who pretend to be rich. That's why there's so many sad people who pretend to be happy. Because they're not living in their purpose. They're trying to outdo other people. They're trying to live up to their parents' expectations, their girlfriend or boyfriend's expectations. They're trying to do what they do for their children, and they put themselves last. They listen to the voice within themselves last, or not at all. Because when we listen to the voice within ourselves, so many other people have so many negative things to say. And if we allow them to get into our minds, it changes even our very perception of what we already felt we can achieve. So if you already feel like you can achieve certain things, why would you allow anything anybody say? You may not be it today, but just watch. But you have to stay on course. If you stay on course, you will achieve it. And don't just talk random shit to yourself. Listen to your soul. When you talk to yourself, feel the vibe that you're feeling from your soul, from within. You know if it's true or not, because we can lie to ourselves as well. But know thyself. Know yourself. And you won't talk crap to yourself. Okay? It's important. So this is all about how you go about attaining things in life. So let's read on. So we got liar and addict. Ignorant. Because when you tell one lie, you have to tell another lie to cover up that lie, and then your whole world is just a world of lies. That's where the addiction come in. And ignorant. So when you're lying to yourself and you're lying to others, you become ignorant. You're actually ignorant because you weren't spending time knowing the things you need to know, or even sharing the things you need to share, because you never know. Maybe they could have offered you more information that help make things make more sense for you. But if you're lying to yourself and lying to others, there's a teaching where that I learned on my studies in life, where it's like, be yourself and the right people will love you. Too many people are afraid to be themselves because they don't want to lose who they already got around them. That's why so many people are afraid to grow up. Because if they grow up, their friends are going to have a problem with their growth. And then they may not click the way that they used to, and people don't want things to change. How can your life improve if you don't allow things to change? Change is our friend. But the thing is, when you depart from your friends or family members who no longer help you to facilitate the quality of life that you know you can achieve, do it in a respectful way. You don't have to burn bridges. That's what we do on a regular basis. We burn bridges by talking disrespectfully, shouting at our people and all these things as if you never loved them. They can't handle your growth. That don't mean that they don't love you anymore. It's a problem within them. It's not a problem in you. So there's no need to be angry at them. There's no need to be disrespectful to them. But when you don't understand what's actually happening, because you would think your friends would support you having good things in your life, innit? Or your family. You would expect your family to support you when good things are happening for you. My life don't. Yeah, you when you live enough life, you get to realize some of the people that you thought are die hard for you, they're not. And it's not because they don't love you, it's because they themselves are either too ignorant or they just don't have control of their emotions. It could be that they hated you all along. But in cases where that's not the case, it's just that they don't know how to be. Yeah, they don't know how to be. They don't know how to handle your growth because they're probably not doing much for themselves. You understand? But one thing you learn in life is even if you don't grow, life itself grows. Life keeps going on. So it's up to you whether you want to stay small or if you want to grow. And if you want to grow, that shit's going to hurt. Meaning there are going to be people that you have to let go of. You might have to move from where you live. You might have to find the courage to go out there and be on your own in the world. First time leaving your family. You know, if you want to grow, you're going to have to take on the challenges that come with growth. You're going to have to endure people laughing at you. You're going to have to hear people saying shit like you'll never make it and learn how to ignore them. This is real life. This is how things really, really are. Fortunately and unfortunately, it's up to you how you want to see it. Because your success is in the palm of your hands. It's what you do that matter and what you don't do. Other people can't stop you from living a good life, like with the example I told you about my money situation. I'm not making any money, but I'm not lacking anything either. Because God provided money for me in another way. Another way. So you have to know that your people have a plan. And don't be afraid to assume authority over your destiny. You don't have to do it in a rude manner. Unless somebody's really, 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 really pushing you. Then the formula that match that energy is to handle them however. But if it hasn't gotten to that, gently excuse yourself. Respectfully excuse yourself. You know? So let's read on. We got self-preservation, peeping Tom frightened. You see that? So you making all these good decisions for yourself, whoever's watching, it's going to make them frightened. It don't mean they don't love you, but it just means that they're not on the level that you're on, unfortunately. Or it could be haters as well, who didn't want to see you rise. And it all started with you being on your own road, minding your own business. not being deterred by naysayers and time wasters. So yeah, people who see you making all these good decisions, they get frightened because people are not used to, you know, when I watch like TikTok and Facebook and all these things, and I see them elders and they ask like, what are some of your biggest regrets in life? One of the things that most of them always say is not doing the things that they wanted to do. Caring, another thing is caring too much about what other people think about them. We're young. We should learn from them. Because had they made the choices or did the things that they wanted to do, their life would have turned out differently. Had they made these choices and not allow themselves to care that much what people think about them, their life's trajectory would have been a better one. One where they have a smile on their face more times than not. Because trying to live your life for others, that's the type of thing that takes the smile off your face, out of your heart. It takes joy out of your heart and the smile off your face. Because you're not living the life that connects with your soul. You see? So your future is in your hands, but you have to be brave enough. And you have to be wise enough. So then we got old and fighter, adjusting and resilient. So the old you, you're fighting the old you. Any fighting that you have to do is against the old you. In your adjusting. I'm sure you've seen the memes that say, you are your only competition. My only competition is my old self. It's real talk. These are people who have lived and who are paying attention to the game of life. They're giving you free game. When you see these memes and whatnot, you hear these people with experience talk. When it comes to your timeline, your Instagram timeline and your TikTok timeline and your Facebook timeline and your YouTube timeline and wherever else you're at, whatever social media, in the midst of all the fun things and all the gimmicks and all that, make sure that you connect with some people who talk sense. Make sure that the people you follow, some of them are people who are serious about life if you want to win. Because you have to take time to have fun too, you know. But all play and no work gonna make you broke. All work and no play gonna make you a boring old fart. So you need to have a balance. What a lot of us don't do on our social media is have people who actually come on and talk sense. You got power in the palm of your hand when you have your phone. Just like life is what we make it, your social media is what you make it. Connect. If you're serious about being a success in life, connect with people who know how to become a success. Yeah, being resilient. So when you fall, you get back up. There's gonna be hard times on your journey to success. There's gonna be a lot of hard times. There's gonna be a lot of times when you wonder to yourself, should you even continue? Yes, that's the answer. As long as you're following your purpose, there's absolutely no reason for you to give up. When you get into these difficult spots, it's student time. You're supposed to be student at that point. Life is trying to teach you something. Life is a school, and we're all students. Before you can teach anybody anything, you have to first learn it. Teachers existed before schools. Actual schools that you go to learn and get degrees and stuff, the teachers existed because people were living life and they gained so much knowledge about a particular subject that they decided, you know what, I want to teach this. Teachers come before schools. So you have to first be a student, then you can teach or apply, overcome. You have to be a student first, so you have to get things wrong some of the time. So on your journey to success, don't be so disheartened and what's the word when you unmotivated, like you don't give up. That's basically what I'm trying to say. You're a student. Give yourself a few years and you'll be a professor. You can teach what you have learned. Okay? So, yeah, so we got embarrassing. Don't allow yourself to feel embarrassed. That's why it's in the reverse. Disgusting? No, it's not. Don't worry about how other people see you. You don't be so hard on yourself by feeling embarrassed, and you don't worry if people see you as disgusting. They're idiots. And we got warmonger? Forget it. That's why it's in the reverse. Don't fight nobody. Just believe in yourself and mind your business. And soon enough, not only you will be amazed, but they too won't be amazed. That's the formula. Well, that's a lot of information there to give you the formula to success. But it takes courage to go against naysayers. Sometimes you are the naysayer. So you have to watch your thoughts. Don't believe every shitty thought you have. And just know it's not always gonna be peaches. Sometimes you're gonna come upon some thorns. But just know God always has a plan. Your ancestors always have a plan to make sure that you're okay. You don't have to do this by yourself. A lot of people make that mistake. We forget about God. And we put ourselves under so much pressure trying to do everything ourselves. But there's a time when we cannot get ourselves to the next level. There's a time when we don't know what to do. Them time we need an outside voice, aka your higher power, aka your God, your ancestors, your angels, the universe, and whatnot. When you're stuck, you call upon the higher power. Prayer works like magic. And if you want to construct your own deck that you can commune with the divine or your ancestors or your angels or whatever it is that you subscribe to, create your own. Create your own. It's your own Akashic records that you're trying to access. You're not trying to get it to mind other people's business unless God has called you to use them in such a way. But to help with your own life, and don't come so reliant on it, I beg you. Because you need to put on your thinking cap too. You need to give your brain some exercise. And sometimes it's healthy to feel some pressure. So don't always run to your deck for the answers. Because what happens when you're in a situation where you're far from your deck? What do you do then? So don't train yourself to be dependent upon these outside ourselves divination techniques to commune with the divine or our higher power. Don't do that. You have an intuition and you have a brain. Those are always with you. Okay? So make sure you use those more than you use whatever other forms of divination that you may come up with. Your brain and your intuition. Because God don't need these to talk to us. You just have to listen. Ask a question and listen. And when you're asking God a question, I do highly suggest that you block anybody who might be trying to interfere with your conversation. So you know you have a secure line to the Most High. Because the higher your calling is the more people going to be tapped into your energy trying to confuse you. This is why when I come on here and I say my prayer, I say, Most High, please block anybody trying to interfere. So that way whatever come out, I know that's what God wanted to come out. I don't have to move skeptical and second guess myself and things like that. Because I already cleared the airwaves. If God wants to allow somebody to get into the energy, that's because God allowed them in, because it's going to help me doing what I'm doing in some way. God is the true magic. There's no magic more powerful than us relying on God. And I say that without apology. Because I am living it. I don't know nothing about magic, and yet I'm winning against the size of enemy that comes up against my progress and my success. I don't know fuck all about blood magic and moon magic, and even I don't even know nothing about north nodes and south nodes. I don't know nothing about that. And it's like, I was living and succeeding that life before I learned about using these cards. So I try not to lose myself in these new things that come into my life. You know? So, the magic is in you. The magic is always with you. The magic is your God, your higher power, the universe, nature, your angels, your ancestors, your higher power. That's the magic. That's the source. Actually, God is the source. But these things tend to work for other people too. So if you subscribe to angels and ancestors and whatnot and nature, then do you. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I call upon the Most High, because, I mean, the Creator who created all things. Because under God, everybody is flawed. Only God is perfect. So that means our angels are flawed. Our ancestors are flawed. We are flawed. Deities are flawed. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm not going to disrespect these beings. But the truth is the truth. So, live how you choose. Get by how you choose. That's the best thing about us having our own being. It's so that we can, test out life. Live life and test out life. And learn. Learn. Okay? So, follow your vibe. Don't let my words deter you. Because whatever you feel correct in doing in yourself is what you're meant to do, because there are lessons on that path that you need to have in order for you to become as whole as you are destined to become. You understand? So, I'm just here to help you along, but the true magic comes from in you. You get the final say. Okay? Always. You need to find the courage to not allow your parents to dictate, not allow your woman to dictate, not allow your sisters and brothers to dictate, not allow your children to dictate what you do with your life. Not allow the government to dictate, not allow any secret society to dictate what you do with your life. That's how you ensure you will be successful. It may take some time. But this is why I tell people you need to forget about age, because they lied to us about what age is. They lied to us about how long our human lifespan is. We're supposed to be able to live to 3,000, 4,000, 10 million years easy. We were not created to die. That's a fallacy. It's a lie. We were not created to die. We were not created to get old either. But that will just carry on the video even longer. I've talked about this on several different videos, so hopefully you caught at least one of them. But yeah, so you need to forget about your age, because you could start your own business at 100 and be looking sexy like this, be agile like this, be healthy like this. Just know that there are people thousands of years old walking amongst us who look young. And if they even tell you how many thousands or millions of years they are, you won't believe them. And when I talk like this, people say I'm crazy. But the truth shall set us free. Just because it's new information to your brain don't mean that it's a lie. Because how else do you explain some people are, say, 60 years old and they look better than some 30-year-olds? It's how we care for ourselves. I'm 44. I'm about to make 45. And I'm sure I look better than a lot of people that are like 28, 30, 35, 40 years old. It's how you care for yourself. So aging, I should say, looking old and wrinkled and all that shit, that's not inevitable. That's a choice. Bad life choices. So preserve your health. And don't watch time, because when you watching time, it make you make stupid mistakes. It make you rush things that you shouldn't be rushing. Take your time and just live. Maybe you're meant to start your business at 160. Who knows? I don't know. I'm just saying. But it's not impossible. It sounds crazy to the untrained ear and the untrained mind, I know. But God gave us the gift of life. And the thing is, by age 80, 90, we know so little about life. That can't be what we're here to do. We born, we go school, we grow up, we get married, we buy house and whatnot, and then we retire and we die. What kind of life is that? God loves us too much for that to be the formula of life. That's not the formula of life. They lied to us about that. If you keep looking after yourself, you're going to be able to keep yourself for a long time. A long time. We need to reprogram our minds with what is true. Because we're the ones that's destroying ourselves. And then we curse God and say what kind of cursed life this is. God didn't curse us. Those who have power over our minds, they cursed us. So stop cursing God. Link up with the right people who have the right information. Because as you can see, people who are getting older, they're looking better. You got 80-year-olds look like they're like 50. And moving like they're 50 or 40. Watch what's going on. See them on TikTok. Am I lying? Am I the one that's crazy, or have you been lied to? Have we been lied to? So I hope that this information has helped you, and I do wish you the very best on your life's mission. Okay? Until next time, my darlings, take care of yourselves and each other. Okay? Bye-bye.